Hi, I'm Dan Laughlin with HyprMX. We're at the Pocket Gamer San Francisco event. I'm here with Josh Burns from DigitalDevConnect. Thanks, Josh, for joining us.
My pleasure.
So, you and I have known each other for a long time, and you've been in this business for a long time. Tell me a little bit about what you're doing as a consultant to our industry.
Yeah, so I've been working on my own for almost 6 years. My focus is really working with companies in the mobile gaming space, really helping them grow their business, focusing on product as well as user growth. So anything from helping with their game, monetization, to helping with their strategy to grow their partnerships, to expand to other markets, or to find partners to bring their games to market.
What are you seeing that's interesting right now, maybe particularly in the ad monetization space for China?
Yeah, so China is really interesting right now. I think what a lot of people don't realize is that if you think of the Chinese market, obviously the iTunes store is there. It behaves exactly the same. But about 2/3, 3/4 of the market is actually on Android, where there's no Google Play, which a lot of people know. The one thing that people don't understand is that the ad ecosystem on Android in China is actually incredibly immature. And so historically, the Android channels haven't essentially allowed you to have ads because they don't allow you to promote sort of out of their ecosystem. It didn't necessarily have to be an ad. It could have been anything. They wanted users to stay locked in and only downloading apps from their store. So in China, like, people will just click on links and download Android APKs directly to their device. That's like pretty standard. So, long story short, advertising revenue is finally coming online for Android in China as the stores add ads so that people can make money from these casual games. The revenue growth and the growth potential for ad monetization, I think, is huge. That's one of the areas I'm focused on a lot these days.
So I know a lot of developers here in the West are always keen to get their titles internationally expanded. Like, they want to be in Korea and China and Japan. That market seems to have changed a bit in terms of the companies that can help you do that. Maybe some of those models don't always work out. What are you seeing? Where is this headed? What developers need to do to really expand over there?
I advise a lot of especially smaller companies to really focus on what can you do on your own to just maybe get 50% of the way in terms of capturing the revenue opportunity if you're a game in that market. That's a very low cost, because what people see is revenue is massive, and so they think just revenue. They don't think about, well, what's the time and money investment I'm going to make to get there. So you can eat up a lot of the potential profit by just spinning your wheels.
So something that's been popular in Asia, maybe before here, was games on messaging platforms.
Yeah.
We're starting to see some real traction with instant games on Facebook.
My feedback is, if you're interested, get in early. The great things about it is there's not a ton of content still. The content development costs and timeline for development is much shorter than if you think of building a game for the App Store. So you can try different things. Everyone's still learning. And even though there are a lot of bigger IPs, if it's like Angry Birds or Tetris on the platform, it's billions of people. Based on my understanding, the biggest game maybe has 100 million lifetime sort of unique users or something. So it's still a huge opportunity.
All interesting stuff. Thanks for joining us today,
Yeah,
Josh.
my pleasure. Thanks for having me.